Today we are going to be trying out the strip club deck. Now, I've never been to a strip club, nor do I ever plan on going to one, but this is just what I imagine you would find in one. So you have the club itself, a giant container of alcoholic beverages. The Goblin Curse and Rage are both alcoholic drinks. You have the bartender, the pole, the stripper pole. The goblins are the strippers, but I wasn't originally going to add any, but then I saw what they were wearing. And in my mind, there is not a person in this world that wears suspenders with no shirt that isn't a male stripper. So I had to add them in. And then finally, E-Barbs look crazy enough to be customers. It looks like they go to this club and enjoy it. So we're going to be trying this out. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I think one of the reasons why bars and alcohol and that sort of thing is kind of frowned upon by a lot of things is because it's addictive. And I think anything that has an addicting element to it is dangerous. I think it's the same reason why prostitution and video games and drugs and smoking and all that stuff is kind of, I think the reason why all of that is not a good thing is because of that reason. When something becomes addicting, it essentially takes away your ability to choose, because you kind of become a slave to that thing. And too much of a good thing can even be bad. Like too much, I mean, even something like church. If you're so devoted to going to church that you start neglecting other portions of your life, and you're going to church all the time, every day, even that can be too much. So it's just important to live your life in moderation and to have balance, and to make sure that you're doing things that, I think there's a jet plane flying above. We have I think an air base or something not too far from here, but that's just important to do, is to make sure you're not engaging in things that are going to be addictive and that are going to take away your ability to choose for yourself, because that's never a good thing. And that's something that I believe strongly. I'm a Christian, and I have those beliefs that we're kind of cautioned not to take drugs, not to take alcohol, that sort of thing. But I just started realizing recently that even applies to things that aren't necessarily considered bad, but can still have that addictive nature to it. Caffeine is another one. Caffeine is can be an addictive substance. So those were just my thoughts. Is make sure you're making decisions that are going to allow you to choose for yourself, and that are going to allow you to do that instead of just becoming a slave to something. I don't really know what I expected with this deck, but this was probably it. I mean, I didn't expect great things, and it wasn't a great outcome, but at least Leandro can have some confidence today. So that's something that I would invite you to do as you're going about your day. Just make sure that you have a balance. Make sure that aspects of your life are balanced, and that you don't have too much of one thing, and that you're not engaging in something that's going to limit your productivity somewhere else. So yeah, just evaluate that, and you should in theory, have a happier life.